Hey guys, what's going on? Excoundrel here, welcome to the channel. Today's video is all about helping you speed up your Mephisto runs using this one simple trick. And I don't mean that in a kind of like meme way, I mean it in a legitimately one simple trick that's going to help you speed up your Mephisto runs. I'm not going to talk about killing Mephisto herself, I'm talking about teleporting through Durance of Hate level 2. Or even just walking if you're using a walking MF character. There is a simple trick based on the layout of the waypoint room that can help you more effectively analyze and identify where the Durance of Hate level 3 entrance is going to be. I'm going to draw it out first so you guys can understand. It's called the Clockwise method, but it has a little bit more to it than just that. So when you're leaving the waypoint room in Durance of Hate level 2, the way that you can walk out of the room, and this is important because obviously when you're teleporting, often you can teleport out the room in multiple directions. The way that you can walk out of the room is the way that's going to be important for you analyzing where the waypoint or where the entrance to Durance of Hate level 3 is going to be. So let's start with northwest. If you're walking out of the waypoint room northwest, where is the entrance of Durance Hate level 3 going to be? Well, it is always going to be on the northwest wall. And the way that you find it is by walking clockwise or teleporting clockwise round Durance of Hate level 2, being sure that you're constantly checking any northwest walls that you see, which includes maybe going out a little bit further this way and then checking upwards whenever you can in those little nooks and crannies that the Durance of Hate level 2 has. If you're coming out the northeast side, you're also going to find the Durance of Hate level 3 over here on the northwest side. And again, you're going to go clockwise to find it, constantly checking this wall. If you are going, and this is my favorite one, this is always the easiest one. If you're coming out southeast, the entrance to Durance of Hate level 3 is going to be on this wall, which is the northeast wall. So it's always going to be that way. And this is the hardest one, so I've saved the hardest for last. If you're coming out southwest, the entrance to Durance of Hate level 3 is also going to be on this wall here. So it's going to be the opposite side to the way that you come in. It's going to be on the north east wall again. And this is a little bit more difficult to find, but I would always recommend going downwards first, then round clockwise. And again, there is situations where this might be behind you. You may have to check downwards with these little nooks and crannies. You may have to go outwards as well. And it may even end up being upwards. But generally, the rule of thumb is if you always exit and travel clockwise around the map, you're more likely to find it than not. This is the hardest setup. It can be a little bit more finicky. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk through 4 of these instances. So I'm going to keep running MF runs until I can find one of each of these examples, and we'll walk you through how I do it. But this is the diagram that you're going to want. And again, this right here is the isometric layout of the Diablo 2 map. And then this little door is where you're expecting to find it. So if you're coming out either of the north directions, you're going to find the door on the northwest wall. Any of the south directions, you're going to find the door on the northeast wall. Okay, pretty simple rule of thumb, and you're always going to want to travel in the clockwise direction to find it. That's more consistent than anything else that I've found. So right here, you can see that we have the waypoint here. Okay, and on the map, you can see that we're coming out in the northeast direction. So what we're going to do is we're going to head clockwise, and we are looking for the door on this wall here. One thing to note, there's another good way to remember it, and I'll just clear the thing. Another good way to remember it is follow your shield direction. So whichever side that your shield is, it's always good to follow your shield direction. So we're going to go up here, going to make sure and boom. Very simple, right? That was way too easy. But that is a genuine methodology that does help you find these doors more consistently. Sometimes if you just teleport out the wrong way and you're not sure of this methodology, you can miss that door that's literally right next to the waypoint. And, you know, that was almost like having a map hack. You know, if you guys remember Diablo 2 back in the day, map hacks were probably part of the reason why, you know, bots were the way they were. So, you know, it's a very important thing to know this rule, because it's a very good way of kind of limiting the time that it takes to get to Durance of Hate level 3. So we're going to try and start another run from another direction and show you that again. Okay, so the waypoint is here. We're going to be coming out the southwest direction, which means that the wall is going to be behind us over here somewhere on the northeast wall. Now, because I can see something behind this, I'm actually going to start by going behind and clockwise down that way. That is because more often than not, I do find that the door ends up being behind the waypoint in these particular ones. But it's always good to start somewhere. I could just clear this out. So I'm going to start... Oh, that's bloody blizzard. Start here. Head up towards this wall. And I'm going to start to teleport downwards from here. And again, I'm heading out clockwise. Again, like I said, more often than not, I end up finding that this entrance ends up kind of behind the waypoint. But as I said, this is one of the trickiest ones to kind of place correctly, because it's always going to end up on like a weird, like, wall that kind of comes down like this somewhere. There we go. So there we go. Again, it's on this wall. I could have come down, but it was much, much more effective for me to just track it clockwise because it means I'm not missing anything. And again, I'm not going to show you me killing Mephisto again, but we'll just go to the next waypoint setup. Okay, so you see the waypoint up here. We're traveling out of it southeast, which means that in the isometric box, our entrance is going to be over here. So we just head this way. And again, if I can show you, really good. We're going to head in our shield direction. You can see that our shield's on that side. We're heading in our shield direction. So we are going to get onto our teleport and we're going to head up this, and it's just there. I'm not joking you. This has it's got to be the most consistent method of finding. Like it's very easy to have just missed that. You know, if you just teleport the other way, or you could have just missed it right next to you. It's always better to follow this methodology, just because you're more likely than not to run into situations like that. You know, heating crossbow. Got a lot of crap here, but you know, it's all good. Cool. Right. Let's try and find the final direction. Okay, the final one, we are here. We're going out of the waypoint to the northwest, which means in our isometric box, we're going to find Endurance of Hate on this one, but it's always better to go up and round if you have to. So again, following the clockwise direction, and again, kind of following what we call the shield rule, which is that just kind of like that ability to go to the shield. So we're going to path this way. We want to try and get as far as we can this way before heading up, because it could obviously be all the way on this side. And then we're going to head up again. We want to get in, and boom. I mean, it literally is that easy. It literally is that easy. And I have found that this has been the most effective way to farm Mephisto, and it's also how I've managed to buy like a decent amount of runes. You know, like I picked up a Vex rune just this morning, actually, from doing Mephi. You know, and I credit being able to do it this quickly with being able to sort of get these kind of drops, because you know, I'm not getting as tired quickly, because in my opinion, the fatigue part of MF is the teleporting. So I find that when I'm teleporting a lot, that's the really part that just fatigues me out quite heavily. You know, and I'm finding that I'm enjoying it more because I'm just getting to the part that matters, which is the boss. So there you go. That is everything about doing Mephi quickly. It's the clockwise technique. Refer back to the start of the video if you want the full explainer, but for the most part, enjoy, and good luck MFing.